Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country.
And here we go. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Isaac is back live for the Multiverse and Movie Show. This is the first time I stream in a while, and it actually kind of feels weird because usually I have notes and everything. But welcome back, everyone. I cannot honestly remember the last stream I did, but I'm assuming it's been at least a little over a month. But no, today we will have an interesting discussion. I've heard some things, and I just kind of need to go more in depth. And I'm gonna open this panel in at least 15 minutes, 15-ish minutes, because I think I always say this. I think everyone should be having conversations, even if you disagree with someone, even if it's something as close and as important as like morals and codes and all that. And I feel like we should have discussions. And so, while yes, this is gonna be a touchy subject, I'm just gonna go out there and give my perspective and give everything. But before we go into my thoughts, I want to read the chat first. Welcome everyone. What's up, Vortex? How you doing, man? He says, "We don't want black suit Superman. We want Superman that shoots rainbows from his fingers." I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought that was gonna end with ass. Shoot fingers from his ass. uh, Holy crap! Funny enough, I knew you were saying shoots instead of shots. But no, I'm gonna open this panel in a bit. So if anyone here wants to give their thoughts, you're more than welcome, as long as you're being respectful to everyone else. But yeah, and anyways, She-Hulk episode 3 got me like, now make it drop from the. Can I be honest with you guys right now? I had no idea what Megan Thee Stallion looked like before the episode. I don't really like a lot of like, I won't even lie to you. I don't really listen to many female rappers. Not somebody's gonna clip that and say, Isaac, you're sexist. Oh, how could you, Isaac? I'm just fucking kidding. No, but I'm being honest. I don't listen to a lot of. I actually, let me be clear. I don't like any female rapper, at least not that I've heard of. Like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, all those. I'm not really a fan of them. But then again, I don't really like a lot of modern rap. I don't know. A lot of modern rap is just piss poor, SoundCloud rap. I mean, to be fair, the SoundCloud rapper age ended like 2 years ago, but there's still some that still maintain to that. I don't know, but I didn't know what Megan Thee Stallion looked like, so that was news. I actually can't even name a single song of hers, so I don't even know if the lyrics are singing or hers or not. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Arkham Gaming says, "Hi Isaac, what's up, Arkham Gaming? How you doing?" Kamen Ramen 2 says, "Smash the dislike button for She-Hulk." Hey man, if you're gonna smash, excuse me, if you're gonna smash the dislike button, it better be for me. It better not be for something else, because I want to take all the credit. Like I say on my channel, I want you guys to unsubscribe, report, block me, and dislike all my videos and comment the meanest things you can. So yeah, I feel disrespected that the dislike button is going in honor of She-Hulk and not me. So, I feel very. I'm just, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But before we get into the touchy subject I was going to go into, I do want to give my overall thoughts on She-Hulk. So because I think it's fair, because since it is She-Hulk we're talking about, I do want to at least solidify what my thoughts on She-Hulk have been so far. Hi, Gabriel Iglesias. What's up, man? She-Hulk twerking is weak sauce. I've seen worse things shown from Japan. That is true. I wasn't even thinking about that. But anime, like, I know that we got a lot of anime fans here. You anime fans are fucking nasty, man. What do y'all be watching, man? I'm just kidding. I'll talk a little more about. Look, I'll say this right now, straight up. If you didn't like the twerking scene, that's fine. I didn't like it myself. It's just that I've seen what the reason why I'm making this a video or stream is because I've seen allegations that apparently this show's promoting pedophilia to kids, or not pedophilia to kids. They're pedophiles, the people writing this. Um they're saying that this is harming children, and I honestly think that that's just virtue signaling. And a lot of the people saying that honestly don't care about children. Instead, you just care about virtue signaling because for some reason nowadays you can call you can call anyone a pedophile and no one's actually going to do any research to the allegations. And that's the thing that frustrates me. I'm fine if you don't like the scene, but the minute you start talking about harming children, you better be able to back up everything you say, because that's actually something incredibly serious. There's actually plenty of children being harassed, multiple. I mean, just look at the raids. You know how many children get traumatized from all that shit, and you guys just want to use it as a card, as a reversed Uno card, when really it's something much more serious, and that's why I kind of want to talk about it. But yeah, there's a lot of animes that have like weirder stuff. I mean, Pokemon. I remember Pokemon. You would see like cleavages. Or not cleavages. You would see like It was like borderline, almost seeing someone's boobs. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, by the way, can you guys let me know if the audio is working well? Because I changed the settings to my mic and I can't hear like myself. Like I don't know how good or bad the audio is. From my assumption, it sounds good, but y'all are the ones that are listening to me. So, um, I do think people are overreacting. It's just twerking. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, right. I agree. I'm fine if you don't like it. I'm fine if you call it out. Um, but at the end of the day, I just don't like the allegations I'm seeing. But anyways, I'm gonna put the StreamYard link in the chat if anyone wants to pop in. But I gotta get my thoughts on real quick. George says, "By the way, Isaac, how dare you say New York isn't real last night? Cancel Isaac." Hey man, it's true. It's true. Provide me evidence and proof that New York City is real right now. I mean, think about it. Why is it the set on every movie or show? Got him. I'm just kidding. She-Hulk is honestly really boring. Episode 1 is just her saying she's better than Bruce. Episode 2 is just really short to have an opinion. Haven't watched episode 3 yet. I'll even like go a little more into. Oh, I already see Arkham in the backstage. But real quick, I want to give you all my thoughts on She-Hulk so far. What they have been. I think it's all right. I don't think it's very good. I think it's below average. It's not horrible, but it's I wouldn't say it's bad. Some of the comedy's pretty funny. I think the line that everyone got mad at in the first episode, I at first, like, I'll say this right now. What she said isn't wrong socially. There's a lot of women who get catfished. They have to fear getting assaulted, who are told, things about themselves all the time. And it's she's not wrong, but the way they said it was almost like hitting you on the head. I'm fine if you have political messages in movies, but you do need to do it in a way where it fits the entire movie or show you have, and do it in a way where people can can genuinely feel something for the line of dialogue they just heard, and not just like throw it out like that. It's kind of like in in movies when they say Hitler is bad. They don't just tell you Hitler's bad, they show you why Hitler is bad and why he did why everything he did was horrible. And the other thing I didn't like is that she was saying that to Bruce Banner, a guy who for the last 15 years has been suffering, has been chased by the military, has caused destructions to the point where he for like 2 years he spent without basically almost existing. He was not in control of his body. It was like it was Bruce Banner has suffered a lot, and I just felt it weird that they were trying to explain that Bruce didn't hasn't had shit happen to him. I don't know. And then Vortex says, if y'all complaining about She-Hulk being sussy towards young girls, then you should also call out Euphoria, Cardi B, and things like that. Y'all are really cherry picking because I know for a fact. Well, Euphoria, I'll give it a pass because Euphoria is explicitly for adults. They stated. Um, the thing I said in my video was, if we're talking about you know the thing harming children, if we're talking about how it could be a bad interpretation for children, you're also opening a can of worms to other things. For example, we've seen Thor's ass in Love and Thunder. Not only that, but you saw women fainted at the sight of his penis. You saw Hulk's ass in Ragnarok. We saw Thanos's head getting decapitated in Endgame. We saw Eternals, the sex scene. Sure, it was a quick sex scene, but the children watching that movie clearly knew they were both naked adults. And you start opening a can of worms, and I wonder, what is it that you can or can't show? There's plenty of movies and shows that have shown inappropriate stuff in PG-13 movies. Not only that, but we also have to understand that She-Hulk clearly was being marketed more towards women in their mid 20s, 30s. I mean, the trailers were all promoting her going on Tinder dates and all that. And I felt like that was obviously trying to be towards adults. I don't know. You're opening a can of worms. It's Why do we complain when a girl's twerking, but we're not complaining when a guy's junk is completely out? I don't know. And then we got Vortex says some of y'all would die for Cardi B so she doesn't get canceled. Right? There is one thing Cardi B said once, and I might not say because I don't know if they're true or if it's an allegation, but I believe she said once that she used to drug men and that she would have sex with them, but she would do it so that she could steal, like she could rob them, like rob their wallets, phones, whatever. And ever since then, Cardi B just disgusts me. I don't know. I found it weird and awkward that she said something like that, and nobody said a thing about it. Uh, Yo, we got RJ in the chat. What's up, man? He says hello. Your audio is fine. And I'm trying to quickly go through the chat before I get Arkham in. Vortex says, is an Andor series really necessary? A young Dooku series is way more interesting. I'm so intrigued to find out about Dooku's past because he's such a good character. I don't know. I'm really excited for Andor. But doesn't Bruce suffer from depression though? Yeah, I mean, obviously he does. 15 years of being isolated. He had to run away from the love of his life in the first Incredible Hulk movie. Um, remember for the thing I love about Hulk, or at least what Hulk used to be, was that Bruce was never worried about him getting hurt. He was always worried about hurting the other people around him. But yeah, I know Isaac. I know some young girls who live and breathe euphoria. Well, yeah, but to be fair, I think it's more of the parents' responsibility to keep in charge of what the kid's watching, especially when it's TV mature. Um, I'm not here to say what parents should and shouldn't make their kids watch. It's just that usually parents will see something, say TV 13 or TV 14, or not TV 14, but PG 13 and all that. And then they'll know if the kid can watch that. And then if it says TV mature or R rated, then that's when they kind of are aware, like, all right, we can't show this to the kids. I don't know. But that's the thing I give more in fairness of Euphoria. That's really more in the parents' control after that. All right, so I think that's it for the comment sections. I do want to welcome the homie Arkham Gaming. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine.
So, what are your thoughts on She-Hulk? Like the first 3 episodes?
I think it's okay. Like, it's just not my cup. I watch every Marvel TV series. It's just they're all meh to me, to be honest. It's like cool. Like, it's just nothing is. The story's not mind blowing. Like, because when you're introducing a whole character and stuff like that, because I've known low but about She-Hulk. It's nothing like I would say it's nothing like big or mind blowing that it's like you have to watch this or something like that. It's like it's okay, it's average. It's like the twerking scene didn't like the twerking is like okay, like it's like this is not a show that you have to rush into, I would say. And it's like you could choose to watch it or not, but I know people are probably gonna be, I guess, pissed off of how they're still treating Hulk, but it's just average show, like nothing, yeah, nothing much really.
Yeah, Disney Plus with their Marvel shows, and this can also for me with Star Wars too. They've been just mediocre, and
Or
I feel
lackluster.
yeah. Like I think it started off great with WandaVision. I really love WandaVision, but I feel like part of the problem after is that we were kind of promised like all this great content, and even like Moon Knight was the thing I was most excited for, and I just kind of felt, I wasn't amazed by it. Same thing with Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier. I don't know, and I think I said this on the stream, but I feel like part of the problem is that Kevin Feige used to be in control of like 3 movies a year, but now he has to worry about like 3 movies a year on top of like 4
I think
series a
he's
year.
pumping too much. Like, I don't mind
Yeah.
content, but I feel like the difference when you put out content is, for me, I want quality. Like I don't want like I don't care like it's just an example. Like I know not the best. DC doesn't come out with the best like product all the time. I do not want quantity. Like you can pump out tons of TV shows, movies, but is quantity always better? No. Like I think at the end of the day, people want a good product. Like you
Yeah.
should. That's like that's my problem I'm having with Marvel right now. Is like I love both Marvel and DC. It's just Marvel is like I love I think it was phase three. We're in phase four, right?
Yeah, we're wait. Yeah, phase 4. Yeah, phase 4.
Okay. Like I love phase three. Like I love the end game. Like I understand there's problems with end game. Like and Infinity War I liked. But I'm not a fan of phase four. Like after watching Thor a second time, like I think it's Love and Thunder. Is that the title? Um,
Yeah, it is.
I feel because for me, I have to watch something two times to, I would say, digest of what I've watched. Because sometimes when someone watches something first time, is excitement, and you miss some things, and it's like it doesn't have the rewatchability that you think it's gonna have when you watch it second time. And I watched it second time, it didn't hit me a lot, and it was like it was at 9, then dropped away to a 6 because the jokes were too much. Like I like the jokes for Love and Thunder, I feel like are a little too much. Like I can understand like funny, but I don't want like when you're making jokes, and no matter if it's a TV show or movie, I don't want it to be forced down my throat. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what he was doing. Like I like certain serious scenes weren't serious because there were always jokes. I also hated where you had this stupid like you had you have Mjolnir and you have Stormbreaker. I hated where they acted jealous or something like that. Like what?
Yeah, Marvel. I think it's starting to feel like the quality is starting to limit more and more. And at the end of the day, I would rather one good movie over 5 decent movies. That's
Yeah,
like my big worry with Marvel, especially with the television series. And like better late than never said, Moon Knight fell off for me when they started introducing all the gods and shit. I think they should have kept it grounded and have him fight regular dudes. I was fine with the god stuff. I just feel like they started going less and less into the dual personality, and I felt like that was the problem. But no, I do agree with you on Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder, I was so excited for the movie because I loved Ragnarok, and I think Taika is a talented director. But my biggest problem with Love and Thunder is if the perfect movies, like I would use the Infinity War as an example. It
yeah,
has tension. It has fear. Like you feel fear anytime Thanos is present on screen, or like when Thor is creating Stormbreaker and all that. But they also have a lot of comedy, and they balance it out really well. In Love and Thunder, it kind of felt like they forgot to take things serious. I mean, Gore is literally somebody who's butchering gods, but like every like 5 seconds, you had like a completely different joke, and that was like a big frustrating thing with Love and Thunder. I see a lot of people saying that the reason why Marvel is kind of downgrading is because of the wokeness. When in reality, it's not that. I think it's just more they're now using the Marvel formula more. The whole let's insert comedy every 5 seconds, and I feel like it's also now they're focusing more on quantity over quality, and that's never good. You should always on every
yeah.
individual project, you should always worry most about how good or like how great you can make the show and movie.
Yeah, like come out with like when you're making a product and stuff like that, it's not, oh, we should put out there. You should make that product the best you can. Like no
Yeah,
matter if it's video games or TV shows or movies, you want the product to be the best you put out. I don't like this idea of quantity. Like quantity is not always good. Like yes, I could have the Batman 2 right now, but it'll be rushed, and the story will be half-assed. Like I don't want things like that. Like I want quality movies that I enjoy. That I don't want like things like that. I feel like they're rushed. Like I, for me, I was so excited for Moon Knight. Like, I thought of Moon Knight as like Marvel's like Batman, kind of, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And it had so much potential. Like, but I didn't like the idea. Like, I don't mind the gods, but then they started focusing on too much of the gods, and then they start doing the personalities and stuff like that. It's like I like I didn't mind the personalities, but like you can do the personalities, but I feel like they rushed it. Like I feel like the problem with the TV shows is they're not treating them as TV shows. They're trying to make it like as movies
Yeah,
with
they
the
feel like
TV
mini movies, but wait,
mini
with like
movies with
extra
the
deleted
TV
scenes.
budgets. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they have to like not all TV shows are bad, but you can't you have to treat this as a TV show because it is technically, if you think about it, it is a TV show.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Kenobi fan edit. Did you watch that? It was like a 2 hour like cut up of like the Kenobi series into a movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I thought that was far better because it felt like it took away everything we didn't need, and it just like made it 10 times better to me.
Yeah, like I feel like I have to be honest. Like I wasn't a fan of the Kenobi show. I feel like the only thing that I really enjoyed was the last. I think the
Oh
Anakin
yeah,
training part, the Anakin train part, and the Vader versus Obi-Wan fight. Like,
yeah.
but
That was badass. I love that, especially when Vader's like mask gets cut up in a bit, and you see like Anakin in there. That was like honestly one of the
that
coolest Star
reminds
Wars
me
shots
of
ever.
Rebels, where like remember you see like Rebels where um Ahsoka gets trapped with Darth Vader, and his
Hmm.
things half cut off. Like it looked like a little reference, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. Like I don't think it's just Marvel. I think it's like Disney.
Yeah, I've seen
Like
that with
it,
Book of Boba Fett, and I thought Kenobi was all right, but I think
yeah.
with Kenobi should have been much better.
I'm a little afraid. I'm kind of a little afraid of Mandalorian now. Like I love the show. Like I love season 1 and 2. Like, but I'm a little concerned about season 3 because if you
Hmm.
have like um something like Book of Boba Fett that you kind of get the downfall a little bit, it can affect a lot of TV shows as well.
Yeah, yeah. Like it could be like they accidentally go in a consistent pattern of not doing good, you know?
Yeah, like it's not like I want like good things. It's just it doesn't seem like they're it. This is how I feel. I feel like because they have so much success,
Hmm.
Disney, you have Marvel, you have all the success with Star Wars and the MCU. I feel like they stopped caring somewhat. I don't think they don't care about the characters, but I feel like they stopped giving their best effort.
I think with Marvel, it's like I think part there's like two things I would say. One of them is it feels like Kevin Feige doesn't have like he's not focusing. Like I feel like he was barely there to like look after like I don't know Moon Knight or like Miss Marvel. Although I really loved Miss Marvel, um, it feels like that. And the other thing, it kind of feels like now they're just introducing characters because they realize holy crap, you know, because getting an actor to stay on board for more than 10 years is like really difficult. And I feel like they're
Yeah,
really trying to set up other characters, you know, just like for right now in the MCU, there's no more, you know, Chris, I mean, I almost said Chris Rogers, Steve Rogers as Captain America anymore. We don't have Tony Stark anymore. And
there's
now
not
they're
really
like,
Avengers. Like there is like there's not really Avengers that you have, and like they're
yeah,
all separated.
even
If
in
you
Doctor Strange, I thought we were gonna get an answer there, but the only reference there was the lunchbox for Wanda.
Yeah, so like Oh, like Doctor Strange, like I really liked. You had Sam Raimi and everything like that. I really like Doctor Strange too.
Yeah,
Um,
I love that.
like I want movies like that. Like that looks like a very good quality movie. Like give more of that.
Yeah, there's been things in Marvel like Shang-Chi I really loved.
Oh
Uh
yeah, that was good too. Like I
yeah,
like yeah. The only nitpick is the only nitpick I had was like I think it would have been cool if they had the rings, but like other than that, the I think the movie was great. Like I liked how they introduced Abomination.
yeah,
I'm not a fan. Like I love the design of Abomination. He looks like from the comics and stuff like that. The voice, he just sounds like Blonsky. He doesn't. He
yeah,
doesn't. It doesn't really sound like Abomination. If you understand what I'm saying.
yeah. It sounds like they didn't even try to like modify his voice.
Yeah. It's, yeah. It's
It just feels like
like
they were like, all right, we don't want to spend more money on this, so we'll just leave it with his voice.
yeah.
That's actually the
Like
one thing in She-Hulk that I'm fine with. It doesn't feel like I'll say I don't like the voice either, but
yeah.
I feel like it kind of makes sense that Blonsky, he's had like 15 years, I think they said 15 years to just relax, kind of reflect on the things he did. And he did bring up a good point. He was promised he was going to be like the next Captain America, that Hulk is the bad guy because Hulk is like destroying shit. And then now, he did what the government wanted him to do, and now he's in
Yeah.
prison for probably, well, not life anymore, because we know we're going to see him later on, but he's still lost like 15 years of his life.
Do you think they will eventually do Red Hulk?
Right. Well, the actor for Ross,
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
it depends if we get him like recasted. Like if he gets recasted, then I definitely think we're gonna get him. I don't know honestly though, because Marvel hasn't said if they're gonna recast him. Although it did seem like they were teasing that in Black Widow
Yeah,
when he was like
it
coughing.
really did because like I think that would have been exciting. Like I like I hope they bring back the old Hulk. Like
Hmm.
I'm just not a fan. Like Mark Ruffalo is a great actor, but like what they're doing with Hulk, I'm just not a fan of. Like I understand there's Smart Hulk in the comics, but what I've looked from images of Smart Hulk is he's still badass. He still
Yeah.
fights. Like I saw an image where Smart Hulk, like he doesn't have glasses. He's just smart. He's just smart. And I saw him with a machine gun or something like that. Like as like him still being him having the essence of the rage monster, but he has the intellect of a smart person.
Hmm.
But they didn't do that in the MCU. They just downgraded him.
All they really did was they just had Bruce Banner there and just CGI'd him green. That's really all they did.
Basically,
I really love Mark Ruffalo, especially in the first two Avengers movies. I think those are like I love how in the first Avengers movies, the the whole idea to Loki's plan working was to get Hulk angry, and it worked. And even in Age of Ultron, when he had caused all that destruction and he fought against the Iron Buster armor, or not Iron, the Hulk Buster armor. I don't know why I'm misspelling shit, but yeah,
I
I
know
like
this
that.
sounds weird, but like but with Hulk, the, looking back for Hulk, don't you think it's like I know people are gonna be mad, but like Josh Whedon, it looked like Josh Whedon understood the Hulk character.
I actually
Like,
agree with that 100%. I actually
because,
think that Joss Whedon handled Hulk way better than the Russo brothers ever could.
yeah, because I don't like the guy,
Bad
but
Vortex.
I don't like the guy, but I respect how he treated the whole character, and it looked like he understood the whole character more than what we get now.
Yeah, like I can get like Russo brothers had it hard because they were kind of given this Avengers movies that had the Guardians, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Spider
Yeah.
Man. It's like that must be difficult to do in it of itself. But I don't know. I just Hulk ever since Endgame. I don't know. I understand Professor Hulk, but I feel like the best way to solve that would have been like an Endgame. Like let's say we have Professor Hulk,
Yeah.
and then up until the point where Thanos destroys the Avengers compound, there we get like Hulk unleashed, all like pissed and raged, because I would like it if even though that machine that Bruce has can control him at least for a little bit. I would like it for to the point like if you get Hulk angry enough, that machine just breaks. But yo, what's up, Art? CJH? How you doing, man?
Hello. I have a theory. I think it's all leading to Maestro
Maestro.
because he's basically Professor Hulk in the future,
That
and
would
he
be
went into
interesting.
space, right? And
I do
She-Hulk.
wonder, like, I know Disney doesn't have the rights to do Hulk movies, like standalone Hulk movies. So I do question, like, if they were gonna continue Hulk's story, is it gonna be like an Avengers movies, or did they finally get the distribution rights from Universal?
Doesn't it go out, I think,
I,
2025 or something like that?
my question
I'm not
is,
exactly sure. I've never seen the contract, but yo, what's up, Lonely Banter?
would they recast Edward Norton for younger Hulk if they wanted to do like Hulk versus Wolverine?
I think they would. I think they'll
Or
just
would
keep.
they deepfake Mark Ruffalo?
I think they'll just keep Mark Ruffalo. To be honest.
So
Yeah,
they'd
I
have to
feel like they're not
deepfake
gonna
him
recast. I don't
Yeah, you
know.
already have a Hulk. Like,
because he's pretty old now.
Well, to be fair, wait, never mind. I was thinking of something else. I don't know. I don't even know how much longer we're gonna get of Hulk in the MCU
yeah.
because it doesn't even feel like Marvel has. Oh, I know they're teasing something, but I
Well,
don't even know what kind of plan they're like planning anymore. You know?
we gotta have a Hulk versus Wolverine moment though.
Yeah, I would like that. I don't know. I don't know. Marvel has a
But we
lot to
don't get the
juggle right
X
now.
Men. We
I
don't
do
get the
think
X Men until after. You have Secret Wars, then you have
I
Dynasty.
think
After
the
those events, because you can't recast until 2025 after, because you have to have the same actors.
after Secret Wars they reboot or the universe resets.
Oh,
Then what's it when the multiverse destroys itself or wherever? You introduce Galactus in the new reset universe. You can keep the same actors, but you can change them here
I
and
think
there.
what's gonna happen is after the multiverse saga, Kevin Feige's leaving Marvel
yeah.
because he's already done like so much and like his legacy is solidified. And I don't know, like, because with Marvel and DC or any comic book, really, you can have many stories. Like, there's still an infinite amount of stories to go with Marvel that they can go with. It's just when one creator is doing so much, I think it eventually fatigues them. I'll even use myself as an example. Like a month ago, when I've made like around 500 videos at least on YouTube, and I love doing it. But there are times where I kind of get exhausted,
Oh,
even though I love it, even though there's like still more movie talk to talk about, I will get exhausted. And I feel like that could happen to Kevin Feige, or maybe already happened. I'm not sure. I don't know. But to be fair, Kevin Feige and me are different because he's like a millionaire, spending piles
yeah.
of money every day. While I'm
Yeah.
just here on YouTube.
Yeah. But I do get your point. I can see that. Like, I can see Kevin Feige leaving after Secret Wars, after he's done with all the multiverse saga. Like, I feel like he's done so much. He's done so much with the MCU over like his career. Like, I don't think he's gonna stay like there forever. Like,
Mhm.
At
because
that
like
point,
people are eventually get retired, like relax and stuff like that. Like, I don't expect Kevin Feige when he's like 70 or 80 years old being at the MCU. No,
at
I
that
think
po-
I think
at
he
that
wants to relax. That's what he probably
Yeah.
wants.
I actually
at
want to
that
search up what Kevin
point,
Feige's age is.
Yeah,
at
what
that
is his age?
I'll search it up right now.
But
'Cause
yeah,
he's
when
49. Oh crap, he's like 11 years younger than Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
by
I
the
mean, I guess he has
time
time because a lot of producers are around like 50, 60-ish, you know?
Yeah.
by the time Secret Wars happens, I think the universe will reset, and then basically Galactus can be, because in the comics Galactus is the last survivor of the previous universe.
Yeah.
So they could introduce Galactus that way.
Are they gonna make him a vape
Unless
cloud again?
actually, when you rewatch that movie, you see his shadow. So obviously they
Oh
didn't
man.
have the budget. They probably put all the budget into Silver Surfer.
I think one guy, like I think the director just really loved smoking. And like while he was smoking on set, he was like, "Whoa, that looks badass. We should make that Galactus."
Yeah. Oh, I remember when Galactus was like a cloud or something like that.
Yeah, I won't lie to you. I still have like nostalgia towards those Fantastic Four movies, but yeah,
Are you
I
going
never
to
liked
do?
the Galactus
Are
thing
you
there.
going to do the watch party tonight? If we do it
Wait, what's the watch party for?
on my channel of the first Fantastic Four movie.
I might. What? Wait, crap. Are we in different time zones? What time is it for you right now?
It's 9:55
9:55. Oh, so you're 2 hours
p.m.
ahead of me. I'm 7:55. I might, cause I do gotta sleep early today, but I might stop by. Since I do have Disney Plus, and I know Fantastic Four. The only Fantastic Four movie I'll never rewatch is Fan Four Stick.
Oh
That
god.
movie is so bad, man. I really hope Marvel makes a good Fantastic Four movie, because I don't think I can take a third bad reboot. You know.
So
Yeah,
he's
for
in
real.
the cloud there. They just
In the-
obviously didn't have the budget to show him because they put it all in the Silver Surfer. Like, look at that.
Silver.
Yeah, I
Sur-
know, but like if you're gonna do a character and you don't have the money to do like what the character looks like, I'm fine if you change the design, but I feel like if it's so different to the point where you can't even tell that's like the previous character, I just feel like that's a disservice, you know?
They did do Silver Surfer correct. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I'll get that does look cool, like what Silver Surfer's design was, but the the Galactus, I don't know, man.
I feel like after Galactus, there's not really much you can do after that. Because
Yeah,
like
I don't even know if Ken Feige will want to stay even after Multiverse out. Maybe what could happen is
Well, there's
when
tons
it
of
ends.
X-Men villains.
Yeah, but I mean, look, there's always gonna be Marvel stuff you can take from. Like I think you can always do something. It's just I don't know if Ken Feige can, because I think it'll be like too exhausting for him. Like it's like I don't the fact that he still stayed on after Endgame's pretty surprising, because after making like what was it at the time, over 20 movies, a lot of hits, a lot of successes. You've changed pop culture zeitgeist for now. I don't know how you don't get exhausted after.
yeah.
I think you give the X-Men to the Deadpool guys.
Oh yeah, do y'all watch the John Campea show?
Yeah.
John Campea keeps saying that like, what if Kevin Feige went to DC, like after he's done with Marvel?
Like I
Like,
wouldn't mind
what if
that.
Kevin
Like
Feige like took control of DC?
I actually wouldn't mind that.
Would he
My
go
my
to
only
DC or would he go to Star Wars?
I would say my only concern like I know this is a lot of people's concern. Like I don't know if it's Disney with the humor or anything like that. That's my only concern. If he comes over to DC, he will bring that kind of formula with him.
Yeah. I'm well. CJ should bring up a good point. Like, what is I know he is going to produce a Star Wars movie eventually. I just don't know if Lucasfilm, because I feel like if Kevin Feige does something after Marvel, it's going to be something that's like multiple movies in a row. Kind of, well, not to the extent of Marvel, but maybe at least, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 movies. With
Yeah.
DC, I look, if they announce it like anytime, I'm always going to be happy, because Kevin Feige is someone who's proven himself. and ultimately I want DC to be successful. But at the same time, I like for some like one thing we do got to ask ourselves is how much longer is the superhero genre going to stay like in Hollywood? Because like the Western genre eventually died out, the horror genre didn't die out, but it kind of became a little more unpopular. The early 2000s comedy movies used to be like the big thing, but now they're very, very rare.
I
And I
think
do wonder
I
movies
like how
think
in
much
it's
general.
longer.
I think
I,
it's going
I
to
think it's
end
movies in
when
general a
we get
little bit.
old.
Hey,
Yeah.
what'd you say, CJH?
I think it's going to end when actors get old and we get old
We go.
and we can't play the same characters anymore.
Yeah, that's gonna be a long time.
I mean, that kind of happened with RDJ. He felt like he was too old. Like, he just didn't want to work out or anything. It's same thing with the Hugh Jackman. That's all exhausting because you're like working your ass off every day in the gym. Then you have to rehearse. Then you have to be in like 20 movies within the span of 10 years. That's exhausting.
But whoever did this with Deadpool uh, should be in charge of the X-Men because I prefer the Deadpool versions of these characters in the X-Men Fox
Oh
forms.
my god, I'm remembering it in fucking X-Men Last Stand. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
like looking at it now. I like the Deadpool one.
Same way Colossus. Colossus Deadpool
Yeah.
is way better.
He looks like Colossus.
Even the costumes are like Deadpool X-Men costumes.
I do wonder when and how they're going to introduce the X-Men in the MCU. Like,
They probably have always been in the X-Men.
yeah, I feel like that's gonna be what happens. They're gonna say that mutants have always existed, but now I don't know. I don't, because then we
Or
also
they
have to
could
talk
just
about the X-Men because Charles Xavier and Charles Xavier and then Magneto, they both have this long-standing relationship of trying to, save the mutant race. And I feel
Yeah.
like if they just introduce it now, it's gonna feel weird that like we've had over a decade of Marvel, but we've never heard a single peep out of the mutants.
Like this
Here's-
is an awesome costume right here. The
which one?
yellow and black.
Oh, the X-Force.
Oh
one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like it. Like
The Negasonic Teenage
Yeah.
What
Warrior
was that, CJH? Would
costume.
you like to repeat yourself?
I did not say.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
Yeah,
suit
I think that suit looks
good.
cool.
It looks pretty cool. Like this is
Cancel
my theory.
live.
My theory with the X-Men, because the contract with I would say the X-Men doesn't you can't recast until 2025 because like if you're gonna do X-Men you still have to use the original cast. I
think that's where the Deadpool loophole is. You use the Deadpool characters like Colossus and
I forgot what
whoever
I
appeared
don't
in-
remember where that came from, like the contract, but I remember hearing about that. Although to be fair, right now Marvel has so much to handle that I think we can wait till 2025.
and you
Yeah.
pick the characters that Fox hasn't used yet.
I'm actually gonna say this, and I said it in another stream. I'm really hoping that the X-Men in the MCU, I hope they really like show more of Cyclops, because in those X-Men movies, it was more Wolverine, and I love Wolverine. Don't get me wrong, but like I just felt like a little disappointed that Cyclops was just kind of seen as kind of like, he's just there. You don't really get to know much about him.
Yeah, like you had like, which I think it was the end of Apocalypse. You see a lot of comic book accurate kind of suits in the Fox. I think it was in the Fox universe. But when you get to Dark, I think it's Dark Phoenix, you never see those suits.
I want to see the Starjammers with Cyclops. Actually, give with James Gunn Cyclops. Give him a movie, Cyclops movie, with his
if I was
brother
Marvel,
Havoc. And
if I was Marvel, what I would do is do an X-Men movie with no Wolverine, but then do a Wolverine solo movie, and then in the X-Men sequel, we get Wolverine in.
Yeah,
I
that would
I-
actually be good. Like
I
I
wouldn't
can see that.
I wouldn't do a Wolverine movie. I would make a Wolverine versus Hulk movie, but it's like Weapon X.
Dawn of I don't know, just I don't even know what word to use, but it'd be like Hulk versus Wolverine.
But
Dawn.
it wouldn't be Wolverine. It would be Weapon X.
Weapon X. Or what about
Yeah.
Polka Dot Man versus Batman?
That
Wait,
actually
which-
happened. It's the same actor
I think
in The
like
Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, David Dashmalchian. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Multiverse is real for him because he's also in the MCU and the Ant-Man movies.
I think they're also
Oh
doing
yeah, I
like
forgot. But there's like rumors saying that they wouldn't call them the X-Men; they would be called the Mutants or something
oh
like that.
yeah, the
Although they're
mutants.
not coming from anyone reliable, so I doubt that that's what they're gonna do. Yeah, it's coming from CGH's website. I'm just kidding.
Which is
Did you
Like-
no
know that?
longer available.
Dang. Wait, why was that? Like,
Because I stopped paying for it. This is
Oh,
the
dang.
website right now.
but hey, at least YouTube's free.
Wait,
It is free.
this
Like
is the website. So I own the domain.
server error.
Dang.
Oh.
Well, I have an interesting theory, guys. I think we know who's gonna make a big cameo in She-Hulk.
Who?
It's crap. Where is it? All right, it's this guy.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent.
Saul Goodman.
Oh, that's the thing.
And they're
Guys,
gonna
we
like
got-
relabel the show. It's gonna be called Better Call Jen
We
instead
got
of
breaking
instead of She-Hulk.
news. Breaking
is it?
news. With it,
Oh my god.
the CJH has been cast as Wolverine.
Dang, another Canadian in the MCU. Because we're getting a lot of Canadians. I know Iman Vellani, Miss Marvel, she's Canadian. Ryan Reynolds is coming in. There's a lot of other actors. I honestly, to be fair, a lot of Canadians look American, so I honestly can't tell
I
the
want to see
difference.
Daniel Radcliffe. I want to see Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine.
That would be cool. Are we gonna hear Wolverine say Expelliarmus?
Okay, fine. Now I was my comic book store just sent me a message about the new Batman versus Joker comic book that's coming out.
Oh, nice. My comic book store told me to fuck off because I kept. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they like me very much because I buy every week.
Yeah. I have a comic book store. It's like 5 minutes away from me, and I bought one of my own stickers from the merch store, and they like have it right there in the counter now. I wonder if anyone's ever asked him about
So-
that sticker.
I don't know if you've seen Daniel Radcliffe lately, but
Oh,
he could
yeah, I
definitely
really
pull
like
off
the
a
trailer.
Wolverine.
Yeah, I think he could. Or you know what? Why don't we get like a short guy this time?
Well, he is short. Have you seen
What's his height?
him next to Hugh Jackman?
I'll search up Daniel Radcliffe's height. Let's see.
That's why people keep casting him.
But here's my theory with the X-Men.
Oh
I
crap! He's
think-
my height. He's 5'5". He is short.
How short is
Dang.
he?
5'5". That's my exact height.
That is short. To be
I guess I can be his stunt double.
I'm like 6 foot.
Oh god damn! You gotta join the NBA, man. Wait, what's the image? Oh, Daniel Radcliffe. Oh shit, he does look much shorter. Well, I guess. Wait, isn't Wolverine like 4'11" in the comics?
I think so.
Um,
He's
To be
really
fair, a
short.
lot of actors are tall, so either way, Daniel Radcliffe could look short regardless.
How tall is Wolverine in comics?
Wolverine, how old he is?
Oh shit!
Is
You see this?
isn't he usually like in his late
Jackman.
30s?
Hugh
Oh, and Always
Jackman
Remember
playing
says
Harry Potter.
Radcliffe would not play Wolverine. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to play big franchise characters anymore.
5'3".
I know, but like Marvel could like give him like a big ass paycheck. Look at
Look
It
this.
depends who takes it because like I think like some actors, like I know like some actors really do not like Marvel, even though
Oh
if they
yeah.
give them a big ass paycheck, they could deny it at the same time.
Hmm.
Well, Andrew Garfield denied being Spider-Man. How long?
Yeah, that
Oh,
is
and
true.
Wolverine is 5'3" in the comics.
5'3". Oh, so damn, it makes I should dress up as Wolverine this year for Halloween because I'm like two. I'm barely any taller than him.
But
Yeah, like I'm surprised about that. Like in the comics, I thought it would be taller.
To be fair, like in movies, like a lot of like they are like tall, or at least the male actors are usually tall. But so like being like below 5'8" in Hollywood is just basically short.
Yeah.
Like for all we know, who's that guy from Game of Thrones? The dwarf. Uh, I can't remember his name, but oh, he played a crap. What was that big guy from Infinity War? The one that made Stormbreaker.
I forgot his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, for all we know, that guy could be like freaking 5'10", and we just don't know it because in Hollywood everyone's tall.
That'd be- it's kind of funny. Like,
We gotta
didn't
theorize
he?
about how tall dwarfs are on in Hollywood.
Yeah, like,
Oh yeah,
but
I've never seen the behind the scenes on how they made it. They made him look tall in Infinity War or giant.
when I think it would be CGI or something like that.
Yeah, but I've never like seen because you still need to have like something in place, kind of like with Thanos. They had Josh Brolin with mocap, but they had like over him there was like Thanos's head like sculpted,
Yeah, there had to be something.
or like same thing with the Rocket Raccoon, where they had what James Gunn's brother was like in he was wearing like a green screen suit all over him, and he would like get on his knees in order to like walk and pretend to be Rocket Raccoon. Imagine doing that, like just being on your knees and you have to pretend to be a raccoon.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, that would be weird.
Phase 5 is about to end. I just remembered with because they said Black Panther was going to be the end of phase, or not phase 5, phase 4 of
I
the
see
MCU.
some cursed images from Twilight.
No,
Wouldn't
no.
wouldn't
The CGI baby.
at the end of Phase 5, because you have the multiverse saga, um, at the Secret Wars. What do you think at the end of the Secret Wars they're gonna recast T'Challa? Because like,
Well, that's where the reset of the universe could
Yeah, they
do
could do
that,
that.
right?
Yeah, there would also be enough time for people to like to kind of accept, because I feel like I would have still preferred if they had recasted T'Challa for this movie, but I feel
yeah,
like their worry was that people are going to think it's too soon, and by that point, I think Secret Wars comes out in 2025, so yeah, there'd be like a long time where people would kind of accept,
yeah,
kind
I
of
By
move
think
on.
by
that's a
then,
long enough time.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like
But
I
that would be
like
5 years because not T'Challa, Chadwick passed away back in 2020.
yeah,
by then, some of these actors could be X-Men.
By that point, the younger people in the Avengers, like Spider-Man, Kate Bishop, they would already be in their 30s, no
But
longer young anymore.
I'm
this
interested
right
what they're
here,
gonna do with Tom Holland because like at after No Way Home, like I'm interested what they're gonna do. Who's gonna be the next villain for the fourth movie?
Yeah, I
Like,
really hope that I'm gonna say this, and they're probably not gonna do this, but I hope he makes new friends. Like, let's not go back like if they go back to Ned and MJ, I hope they never remember what Peter did before, because I feel like that would emphasize more like how powerful that spell was.
I
like
want
I
this
want to
guy
see
right here to be Human Torch.
Human Torch. Why don't we get Chris Evans back?
yeah.
I wonder who this guy could be in the X-Men or the MCU.
Oh, oh crap! That kind of looks like a Tom Holland ripoff.
He does.
To be fair, a lot of like white teenagers with brown hair tend to look like Peter Parker.
You're not wrong about that.
Like casting Peter might be one of the easiest things because he's pretty relatable too.
Yeah, like that I know like people talk about Timothy Chalamet or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, they said he could be the next Spider-Man or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
maybe there's actors that aren't even born yet that could play characters in the MCU.
Oh yeah. For all we
yeah.
know, the next Spider-Man might be a baby right now.
Yeah, like that would
I
be
do wonder how much long because even after Kevin Feige, I do think they're still going to continue with the MCU because Marvel just makes shitloads of money. I do wonder how
yeah.
much longer they're going to go with like the movie universe. Just imagine we get to a point where like we have kids and then we're trying to get our kids to watch Marvel movies, but they have to like binge watch like 60 movies and 100 TV shows
Oh
just to
God.
get caught up with whatever comes
Well,
up next.
that's where the reset could help that.
Yeah, but
Like
like even with the reset, you still have that history of like the
Yeah.
previous Marvel, you
yeah,
know? It's kind of like
yeah,
even if like let's say the Flash movie reboots DC, people are
yeah,
still going to associate the next DC with the kind of like the X-Men did this with Days of Future Past where they like changed up the past, but people still associate them like all the movies together.
Yeah,
yeah.
like if they want to bring them back for nostalgia purposes, like if
Like I like extended universes, but I do think like connected universe will probably die out in the future, to be honest. Because like here's the thing. I don't mind like I don't mind extending universes, but I
not the
feel like the
Ripaverse.
um
Oh my
like
god.
when I think of like extended universes, I think of the animation. Like I feel like it's better done. Like I don't hate the MCU or the DCU. I just think it's better done. You have more freedom to do animation, and I feel like it's better done in comic books and animation. If you think about it,
Yeah, like one benefit that both animated and comics have is that they don't have to worry about like an actor not wanting to be there anymore. Because even
yeah,
like voice actors, people really wouldn't mind as long as the character still looks the same. Except if it's like an icon, like if you have like Mark Hamill, but like even
I,
then, I think you could still replace. It's much more like replaceable. Like and also actors are very expensive. Like RDJ, I think made, I don't know, I think over 10 million on Endgame. And I know with animated actors and comic writers, it never cost that much.
yeah, they don't cost that much, and also with like as much as I like extended universes, I just don't think they're like I think they will last, but I think soon enough they will probably die out and we'll be back to the like remember we had the Dark Knight trilogy, like you
Yeah.
had the dark like Elseworld stories that are not connected to anything. I can see both Marvel and DC going back to that because
Yeah.
I just don't see extended universes lasting as long as people think. I feel like it is going to dry out. Not right now, but eventually will.
Yeah. My only fear with Marvel going forward, since of course now it's obvious Marvel is going with multiverse a lot. My big worry is that multiverse is going to cost so much, like because the general audience, whether we want to accept it or not, the general audience is what like makes the money on these movies. And my
Yeah.
worry is that multiverse is going to be so confusing that like people are going to like stop watching. I mean, you can like for example, I think No Way Home really simplified multiverse to the general audience. Like it's kind of simple, but
It
like
is confusing. If you think
yeah,
about it, the
it
concept.
eventually will get like confusing if you do it too much.
This is going to beat
Yeah,
the
think of
MCU.
the
13
I
verse.
would say the DC multiverse concept is more confusing than the Marvel if you
Yeah.
think about in comic books because like how they explain it, yes, you have Flash, he travels through time and you have multiple universes. After you have the multiple universes, you also have different dimensions that you can cross to. So like you can cross to the dark dimension where it has like the evil version of Batman who laughs and everything like that. So like things like that, I think will go too above people's head. I feel like if you start doing those complex things like
Hmm.
the death metal and everything like that, it's just gonna go too high over people's head and they're not gonna understand it.
Yeah, that's like my one worry. Now, good thing is, as of now, it doesn't seem like DC is gonna do too much multiverse. But I think it's gonna be what DC is. They're gonna have the Flash movie. Maybe they'll change a thing or two, or maybe they'll do a full on reboot. I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
like when we're talking about like separate universe, the only thing it seems like we're doing with DC is you're gonna have the main DCU, and then you're gonna have the Batman
Universe. Yeah.
universe. Yeah, although I'm very excited for what the Batman does because we're getting the Penguin series,
Batman is
which
the
I'm excited for
blueprint.
that because the show is really good. Wait, what?
Yeah. And
Batman is the blueprint. They need a Superman movie exactly like the Batman, but hopeful.
oh, I thought you were meant like I would say yes. He probably is. Like you could make a Superman movie, not exactly like the Batman, but you can.
No, I mean like the opposite of the Batman, but the same type of movie.
Yeah.
So like the intro where he's narrating, he could be like hopefully
Yeah, you could
narrating,
do that.
you know?
Yeah.
Would it be called the Superman?
It would actually. The Superman or
You could call it Man of Tomorrow or
You
something like
could.
that.
To be fair, there's never been a movie just called Superman, because the Christopher Reeve one was called Superman the movie. So you
Yeah,
already got like a
you can
name
actually
right there
do that.
available.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should do that. Superman.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind that. Like I'm interested. Like I'm happy right now. We're not gonna have a lot of multiverse kind of stuff with DC because it's only the Flash. Only the Flash. Only the Flash. Then you're like going back to grounded reality and stuff like that until you go back to the multiverse far down the line. Because like here's the thing with the multiverse concept. If you do it too much, like you can dry it out. Like
Yeah, and I also think that like general audiences don't really understand much of what multiverse is yet.
yeah,
Like again, like No Way Home was able to simplify it. I just think if you do it like too much, like for consistent movies, it's eventually gonna get to a point where it, like gets confusing, and also it feels like there's gonna be no stakes because the character dies, then a variant from another universe comes and replaces it. It's kind of like Loki. Like in the next Loki season, let's say Loki dies, no one's gonna believe it anymore because he's already died like 5 times.
yeah, you could think about it because like when you think of the multiverse, you have multiple versions of each character, and like each character is different within the multiverse. Like there's one Earth in DC where Thomas Wayne is Batman, but on Earth 2, like Earth 2 where he is Batman, not Flashpoint, and you have and you also have a Earth where the Justice League is gender bent and the women and stuff like that, and like that, like yeah, there is actual Earth. Like
Yeah.
I
A lot
read
of
a
people
comic.
fear that DC was gonna be that with the Supergirl as Sasha Calle, and then the Batgirl movie, like before Warner Bros. Discovery came in.
Yeah, like I feel bad for the people that worked on like Batgirl. I do feel bad, like all their hard work and everything like that. But
Yeah,
but I have to be honest. I was never a fan of like Michael Keaton's a good Batman. I just never liked the idea of a 70-year-old Batman in the DCU because
yeah,
the Flash, the Batgirl takes place after the Flash, after the events. So this was gonna be like the permanent timeline.
yeah. I feel like if you're gonna have Keaton come back, I would do Batman Beyond.
Yeah, like it's that just do Batman Beyond or something, or like if you're not gonna do Batman Beyond with him, I don't know why would you bring him back? Like because like I don't know how Michael Keaton feels about the whole Batgirl situation. Like, but I did.
I feel like you
I
got
think
a
it
good
was
paycheck.
Brandon Fraser. I think it was Brandon Fraser that because like Brandon Fraser having to come back. He's in Doom Patrol, and I think he was very excited to play Firefly in Batgirl.
Mhm.
And it's anonymous, but I think it was on Variety or something like that, and someone calling like David, the new guy in charge, like an idiot and everything like that. Don't know what he's doing, stuff like that. Someone from the background and stuff like that. But I feel like that would be probably someone like Brandon Fraser to say that.
Yeah,
Well-
like I'm a little disappointed that we're not gonna see back. I mean, I wasn't excited. I won't even deny. I wasn't looking for a trailer and all that. I was kind of excited to see Michael Kim come back, although I still would have preferred just doing Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
But no, I understand the Batgirl situation because right now DC is in such a fragile place, and right
Yeah.
now like within because I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm always gonna be biased towards DC because I always grew up loving DC more
yeah, like
and all
it's your
that.
childhood.
Yeah, like I love Marvel. Don't get me wrong. It's just that DC has always had more of a soft spot, like with Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, all those characters. But
Flash.
right now, what DC does not need is a bad movie. Because if
Yeah.
there's like another bad movie, I mean, right now I would say DC. The last few things we've had, like Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, Zack Snyder's Justice League, I would say they've been received positively. But
Yeah.
DC still has that stigma
They
of
should
not
have
being like
James.
the second fiddle to Marvel. And Batgirl, as much as I like Batgirl, it would kind of just having that DC logo on it and Batman in it. I feel like if somebody was to watch that movie who already hates DC, it would kind of be like a tipping point. And because it didn't feel like they were going to make a lot of money, because first of all, they weren't even going to put it in theaters already. So it's not like they expected it to make any money and they were just going to put it on streaming. I genuinely think that it was the right decision. Although I still like, if right now Warner Bros. Invited me to go watch the movie on their lot, I would accept it. Even if I had to pay for the plane ticket and
Yeah.
everything, I'd still would accept it. But like,
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, I want DC to have a reputation, like a good one, and I feel
Yeah,
like
you want them
now's
to
the time
thrive.
to change. Yeah, and
James
I mean, at the
Gunn
end of the
should-
day, like Zaslav still needs to prove himself because yes, he's already erased some. Like for example, that Wonder Twins movie is not happening. That's a good thing right now.
Yeah,
But
I
what
was
what
never excited
Zaslav
for
does
that.
need to prove is if he can now green light good movies. Like that's where the more important thing is.
Well, not even green light movies, but actually like film them and
Yeah.
release
Well, I mean
them.
that's the same thing.
Yeah,
Um,
like
This right here, this is what I want a Superman movie to be like: hopeful, bright, colorful.
I like that art. What artist is that from?
I'm not too sure actually.
wow,
Because
CJH just showed off art and didn't
it
give
looks
credit.
so-
I'm just
it
kidding.
looks like something from a comic book, to be honest.
I mean, no,
But yeah.
I'll say this. I still Man of Steel is still my favorite like Superman
Oh,
movie
for
ever.
sure. But
Yeah.
I just want that hopeful Superman.
I just wish Superman was more violent, brutal, and I wish he just told everyone to fuck off. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Like I didn't mind
basically
Man of Steel.
Homelander.
I didn't.
Yeah, Homelander.
I would say this. I really like Man of Steel. Like I didn't mind it.
Oh, we got a Snyder show here, everyone. I'm just kidding.
I think the only thing I just want I want the bright. I always wanted the bright colors for Superman suit. Like that's what I really want. Like a hopeful Superman. You could call it Man of Tomorrow or something like that. Like I don't care what it's called. Like I want to see like maybe you could introduce like Metallo or Dollmaker, whatever, whoever they pick.
I would play in Martian Manhunter.
I would like them to go with Martian Manhunter. Like I feel like he's a character since there isn't much history with him in movies. I feel like there isn't as much pressure like as like a Spider-Man. Like when you do Spider-Man, you're always gonna have pressure because that's like an icon. But
Yeah.
with like Martian Manhunter, you have a clean slate.
Plus,
Yeah,
I
like,
was thinking like
Martian
you couldn't really
Manhunter-
do a movie because his symbol is an X, like X-Men. So it would be
Yeah,
like
like,
really
I-
awkward.
I just don't think you like Martian Manhunter is a cool character. I just don't think you really need a movie out of Martian Manhunter. It would be cool, but like I think when they
You just
introduced
need flashbacks.
yeah, you could do flashbacks like in Justice League movie. Like when they introduced Martian Manhunter in the animated series, it like in Justice League, it wasn't like his own movie. It was like it was like Justice League. 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 It was like Justice League flashbacks and stuff like that, oh, intro and stuff like that of what happened to him. So you can do that. Like if you do another Justice League movie, you can introduce Martian Manhunter, and you can have flashbacks of what happened to him.
You could still do a Man of Steel 2 and introduce Martian Manhunter because technically he was in the first movie.
Yeah, you could do that too.
You know, I'm actually surprised that the McFarlane figures never released a Martian Manhunter figure.
They
yeah.
did. I
Oh, they
own
did?
them.
Well, that's the. Wait, what version is it from? I've seen it at stores before. Is it from the animated series?
Yeah. I don't know.
I was like more saying like Zack Snyder's because there's like, I mean, it wouldn't be too different. Besides, like maybe it'd be a little darker the green, but
Yeah.
it'd be like more lines like on his face and all that. I still remember the day when we got announced, or well, it didn't get announced, but Zach released like little his storyboards where it showed that we were gonna see Martian Manhunter, and it was gonna be the guy that was in both Man of Steel and BVS. Yeah, that one's from the animated series, right?
I have a question. What are your thoughts on the design of Martian Manhunter and Zack Snyder Justice League?
Oh,
Like,
I loved it. It looked accurate but realistic. That was actually a big question. I didn't know how they were going to pull off a Martian Manhunter in a movie.
What they did in the show.
yeah, like he looked very
Oh
cool.
crap! I forgot about that Martian Manhunter.
I hope like when we see more Martian Manhunter, I want to see more of his ability, like his shape shifting and like intangibility and stuff like that. Like I want to see more of that.
Yeah, if they do a Superman movie, I wouldn't mind them if they like brine the suit up a bit, but not to like wear Justice League. Like you would have to like change the costume. But like I think I like if I was to do the next one Superman movie, I would make the suit a little more brighter.
Yeah.
And especially if you have Cavill back, like if let's say he comes back, I feel like the age of him being a little more darker would like have to change, because that was kind of like the whole point of Zack Snyder's trilogy, where he goes through all the shit in BVS, then he's kind of resurrected, and now he's more optimistic, more hopeful. I am surprised that in Zack Snyder's Justice League, nobody's ever shocked as to why Superman's wearing the black suit. Then we're like, all right, I guess Superman has a new costume.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
like
the reason technically is because they didn't film with the black suit; they filmed with the blue suit, and Zach changed it in post.
yeah, like I know like they wanted like Henry Cavill's Superman to have like a mohawk and everything like that, and the black suit like from I know like the black suit regenerates Superman's powers and make him more powerful and everything like that. So like it looks very cool. Like I kind of wish we had the mohawk. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I prefer when he just has his hair fully grown, and the beard too. Kind of showing that he never got it cut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it-
because
it
it
does-
kind of would make sense because like he's been technically dead and and he
always
gets resurrected and stuff like that.
always remember makes a good point. It should still be breakful and colorful, but not jokey and funny.
Like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
You
Like
are nothing
still-
but it to the orgy.
So maybe like Wonder Woman. Do you think?
Yeah, I guess Wonder Woman's a good example. It's like it has a darkness, but like it's still more optimistic, more bright.
Yeah, I still love the first Wonder Woman. Like I know
Yeah.
not a lot of people like the ending, but I don't mind the ending fight. But I actually wanted. I think it would have been cool because I saw some concept art of what was actually supposed to be the boss fight. Because he was gonna be, I guess, like a big energy being or something like that.
Did Lonely Banter just think it was a Edgelord Snyder redesign?
I think what he thought was that they actually
My
had the black
Chemical
suit on set.
Romance. My Chemical Romance Superman.
Yeah, but like I do think that if they had filmed with the black suit and that the characters knew that it was a black suit. I think there might have been like a reference, like Batman's like, "Oh, I see you copied my style."
That would be funny.
Yeah. But I like the black suit. I will say though, when it comes to the black suit, I prefer it to be like a one-off thing and then like go
Yeah,
back to the traditional, you know?
yeah, I agree. I think it should be one-off thing because like resurrect like a one-off thing where it's just when he got resurrected and he has to use that suit because that suit is repairing his cells and everything like that. Because
Yeah.
after like he's fully repaired, he can go back to the original classic Superman suit. Because there's no point of having the black suit if he's fully repaired and fixed.
I will say now, depending on if we ever get Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 or probably never, I don't know. They do have to answer one thing. In BVS, if you see the magazines, they say that both Clark Kent and Superman died on the same day. And then at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, you see Clark Kent in his trench coat, glasses, kind of trying to tell you that Clark is back to doing his normal Clark thing. I can understand how they explain to the world that Superman's back, but how do they explain to the Daily
I
Planet
have no
that
clue.
Clark comes back? And not only
Because
that, but he happens to come back exactly when Superman's back, you know?
it's a tricky situation because like Clark Kent is Superman's like identity and everything like that. Because if Clark Kent's supposed dead, how are you gonna explain that kind of thing? Are you gonna say
Yeah.
like it's kind of like it's just a very tricky situation because like I know they did it in somewhat in the comics, but like it was I would say okay result. It's just when you have a character like Clark Kent die off, there's not a lot of solutions how you explain how he comes back.
Yeah,
If you
like, and not only that, but they also say that Martha got the body and not the government. So the body was, oh wait, crap, wait, I can't remember. Because I know there was two funerals with two different caskets.
yeah
I cannot remember which one he ended up. Let me remember. Zack Snyder, where did they get the body from? Wait, no, they got it from Mark because I remember they digged up from the grave, and it was the same grave from the end of
yeah
from the funeral and the
yeah
with the
Martha got the
yeah.
body.
So like, how would they? Because they know if there was a body there, that means somebody would have had to definitely make sure that was Clark Kent, fingerprints or whatever. Like, how do they explain
It
that
just
Clark
goes
is
over your
back?
head, and it's like, how do you explain? Like, because like I, this is my thing. Like, how are you going to go back? How are you gonna explain how Clark Kent comes back? Like, are you gonna just say you're on a vacation and I was always there or something like that? Like,
You
no.
know,
Like, you have to come up with like a very conclusion on how he's back and because you can't just say I was never dead and stuff like that. It's just, I was on in Hawaii or something like that.
yeah. Not only that, but you have to remember Clark is like reporter at that time. He was more just he got the job and he's just kind of there. And not even that, but in BVS, he never followed orders from his boss. Because I think he was in charge of football, but instead he tried researching the Batman. And so
Yeah.
imagine like this is your employee and he dies. So you feel bad, you even meet their mom, and then eventually he just comes back and he's like, "Yeah, can I get my job back? I was only on vacation." Like I would fire him.
Here's a question: Do you think it like? Do you think it's possibility that Perry knows that Clark is Superman? Because I know there's a theory out there that like when Superman came back uh, as Clark, that Perry covered like I guess like a story or something like that of like
Mhm.
how he came. I guess how he came back or something like that, and I got his back. It's a theory, but do you think he knows he's Superman?
I feel like I feel like kind of like how Lois found out in Man of Steel. I feel like I guess that could be the thing, but like at the same time, I feel like if he found out, everyone else would figure it out too. Because
Yeah, it's like
you
it's
know
just a
he.
very tricky situation.
I know
It's like,
Superman and Clark, like at least in Zach's cut, their hair changes. Like you can see Clark's hair is a little more curly,
yeah,
while Superman's hair is a little more gelled straight, and of course the glasses. But you would still put two and together. Both of them died on the same day. Both of them came back on the same day. They're both like tall, white. They're both very in really good physical shape.
yeah,
I mean, I think everyone believes that Superman could come back because of course
yeah.
Superman to them is like, all like alien beings, and aliens are different from
Like
humans. But like,
it
how would you
always
explain Clark coming back? Because
it always
to everyone else, he's just a
baffled
human.
me. It always baffled me that people could never figure out that Clark Kent is Superman because you have glasses. Like
Yeah.
like I just think it's kind of funny, like how they do. Even in comic books, it's just I just think it's kind of funny where you put glasses on and they don't like you can have like put glasses on and no one will know it's you. I just think it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, and especially even in like some Superman comics, even like in the Reeves movies, there's a time where Lois doesn't know that Clark is Superman, but she's like in love with Superman. Like I don't know how you get so close to Superman. Like you see his face, you can smell him, you can touch him, and
No.
you still can't tell that's Clark Kent, who's your coworker.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of funny. But
Ryan Ryan says, "Am I leaving on who's thinking about baby Superman doing that twerk dance thing?" Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, in the Teen Titans Go shows, they always twerk, and they did have baby Superman doing that. So maybe like if we're gonna bring up She-Hulk's twerking, why don't we bring that up?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah. I never know. Like I watched the movie. I think it was. I would say the most disappointing thing is like remember you had that tease that you were getting get the original Teen Titans and stuff like that. People thought they were bringing
oh yeah,
the show back. Like I understand it was a cool anime movie. What they had with you had all the Teen Titans, Multiverse, and everything like that. Um, with Trigon and everything like that.
uh-huh.
But I kind of wanted the show back for season 6. That would have been awesome.
I think all they did was a straight home VOD movie where it was just Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go. That was
Yeah,
a I don't know. It's because look, Teen Titans Go does everything as a joke, but like in that post credit, it felt like they were being serious for once, where they were like, "Oh, look, everyone, Teen Titans can come back," and all got was like a movie where they went head to
yeah.
head, and that was it.
Like I think it would have been awesome if we got like one more season, season 6. That would have been awesome. Like you could have like had a conclusion and stuff like that. Like I know people are still wanting that. I think I think Teen Titans, like the cartoon, if you brought that back, I think it would be extremely success. To be honest, on HBO Max, if they did that.
Yeah. Oh, and I think this is still about the conversation on how people couldn't put two and two together about Clark and Superman, but like at the same time, I feel like you would still be able to tell, like if you're able to get close to Clark and then close to Superman for a period of time, especially Lois Lane, I feel like you would eventually be like, wait a minute, they smell the
Yeah,
same, they have similar physical physiques, body shape, and everything. I feel like you would notice somewhat of like a difference, or not
yeah.
different similarities.
It's not like he changes his voice a little. Like it's not like you have Batman where he changes his voice into a totally different person.
Yeah.
You have the personality of Bruce Wayne, the billionaire playboy like persona that
Hmm.
Bruce has in the public, but then he changes his voice into the Dark Knight at nighttime. Like
Yeah.
you can with Superman, he doesn't really change his voice like that.
Yeah,
Like
and even if it is, it's like barely like anything. It's just kind of a little bit.
yeah, it's like
And not
a
only that, but
little
Batman's
bit.
face is mostly covered, and he goes out at night. So even like his mouth, the one thing you can see, sometimes you can't in the night.
Yeah, like he has multiple different suits and everything like that. It's
I
like
will say in the Batman, I think they're eventually gonna reveal this, but
What?
and I feel like if Batman was a little more realistic, somebody would have figured out that was Bruce Wayne because so they do a live stream with Batman in a FaceTime. That means somebody screenshotted that, confirming that there's a Batman out there, and they would have looked at his chin, his cheekbone, and everything, and Bruce Wayne, since he's very famous, they would have compared those two images, and I feel like at least one person would have figured it out. And I
Yeah.
have a theory that in the next few Batman movies, somebody's going to put those two and two together. I don't know who though,
Yeah.
but like there's gonna be at least one villain that's gonna be like, yeah, Bruce Wayne, I know it's you under that mask. Oh, and
Yeah.
especially because Bruce Wayne in the Batman universe is like all quiet. He's introverted. He doesn't go out much, and he always looks sleep deprived.
Yeah. Like this is what I perceived in the first movie. Like because like Bruce is still getting over his parents, and he doesn't
Uh-huh.
really want to be Bruce Wayne. Like he always wanted to be He wants to be Batman, and he thinks being Batman is a more accomplishment of being Bruce Wayne. I think we'll eventually get that persona. I feel like the persona of Bruce Wayne will start developing in the next movie. That's
Yeah,
what because like you're not gonna keep the character Bruce Wayne we have in the first movie the same throughout the whole universe.
mhm.
Like you like you have to advance the character itself and further develop the character.
Yeah, that's actually something I really love about the Batman. They show you that Bruce is still really young. Like I think he's in his late 20s, so
Yeah,
he's still young. Even like as Batman, like he's kind of being selfish because he's more doing it for himself rather than Gotham. And I like how the movie ends with him being like, "Yeah, I gotta start being more of a symbol, because he's the only light in Gotham. Everyone is evil, but he's like the only one doing actual good deeds." And I feel like with that, with what he's learned as being the Batman, he's also going to imply it as Bruce Wayne because Bruce Wayne's a rich billionaire who can be like donating to like charities and all that, or like just at least being outgoing. So that way, the Wayne legacy. I feel like that's what they're going to emphasize, that the Wayne legacy is still important to carry on, and part of that is kind of being charismatic, showing that charisma all over Gotham. Trying to be like positive. There'll
yeah,
be like two different symbols, one as Batman and one as Bruce Wayne.
yeah. Like I can see that because like within the movie, Bruce hasn't done anything to change Gotham. Like he hasn't used
Yeah.
his money or anything like that. It's like in this day of career year two, he's like it seems like in his mind that Bruce Wayne's not gonna accomplish nothing. Like what does he get accomplished? Like from his because when if you think about it, he still has that psychological trauma of
Mhm.
seeing his parents get killed. So it seems like yes, he's trying to save Gotham in this movie, but I think he's also taking his anger out on the criminals itself because of what happened to him.
Yeah, I think even in the movie they show that like before the final fight, every time Batman fights, you can tell there's like a level like it's personal to him. It's not just he wants to save the world. He's more like, yeah, I want to beat the shit out of people. But then in the third act, like when he's fighting all those Riddlers, those different Riddlers, it's almost like you
Yeah,
can tell he's not doing it for himself anymore, and he's doing it because there's like everyone's in danger at that point. Also,
yeah,
I forgot to say this, but I actually think that the scene was trying to imply that Riddler did not know Bruce was Batman because in the scene, like in that interrogation scene, which is still my favorite scene in the movie,
oh yeah,
he kind of like he makes it out like Bruce Wayne and Batman are completely different because he shows like a lot of hatred towards Bruce Wayne, but then he shows a lot of love towards Batman. And I feel like even like for like a couple of minutes, Batman's not talking. He's not even looking at him. He's more just kind of near the door. You can tell he's like worried and nervous. But eventually he says, "We never got to Bruce Wayne. He was the last person standing." And I feel like that's kind of the moment where Batman's like, "Oh, wait, yeah, he doesn't know that it's me."
yeah. Like when I was watching in theater, I actually you actually in that scene you think that Riddler knows, but it
Mhm.
actually like it seemed like Batman was gonna say, "How do you
Even
know?"
the
because
trailers, they kept having Riddler say Bruce Wayne, and I was like edited to a point where you thought Riddler was gonna find out. So when I watched the movie, every time, at least the first time I watched the movie, every time the Riddler appeared, my assumption was, oh, he figured it out. But then when we got that scene, I was like, wait a minute, like that was like a plot twist to me.
yeah, it's like it's a different thing. Like I also like the part where um Riddler did all this to become like Batman, like vengeance and everything like that. And I like how Batman I like how his Riddler's reaction where Batman rejects him, where
Yeah.
because like because like when you think of Riddler, he's like a kind of narcissist kind of person that like
Mhm.
thinks he's ahead of the game, that thinks he's the smartest person in the room and everything like that. And when you, I think in that scene captures everything of Riddler, and then like Batman like rejects him, and he did not expect this to happen.
Yeah, I do love that because it's almost like you saw Riddler the entire movie was like, I mean, yeah, you saw him getting mad, but it almost seemed like he was doing that so that people could still fear him. But
Yeah,
like in the moment where he like hears Batman rejecting him and calling him a psychopath, it's almost like his world broke because he did look up to Batman.
yeah, like and I'm excited for the sequel. Did you hear the new the writer that is writing the second movie?
Oh yeah, that they're right now writing the script.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
here's my few picks. Like if they had to do it, they could either do for the main villain, because I know in the first movie you can technically say cat you can technically say like Catwoman, Falcone, Penguin, and you have Riddler. You can technically consider them all villains somewhat. If um if they're gonna do the second one, I kind of want Mr. Freeze. Like I think Mr. Freeze
Yeah.
would be. I think he would be cool. You can either do Mr. Freeze, Two Face. You could do Two Face. Like, I
Yeah,
think
do
Two
like a
Face.
full movie with Two-Face.
Yeah, you could do Two Face.
I do
Maybe
think that's what they're teasing. At least like I feel like the second movie might have him and you'll see him like as just Harvey Dent, but then like in a later movie we'll have him as like the main guy.
you also could do maybe Clayface or something like that. Like I know Clayface is supposed to be in the Penguin show. Like these are just rumors, but supposedly Clayface, um, Black Mask, and Ventriloquist and Scarface are supposed to be in the Penguin show.
Yeah, what I'm hoping that the Batman universe does, and it does seem like they're going this route because the first Batman movie showed this, is that I hope they introduce like a lot of villains, like a lot of his rogues gallery, and I hope we also get a like highlights, like we get spotlights on like villains who rarely ever get that much time. Like we're always getting Joker, and I do want to see Joker eventually, like
Yeah,
as the main villain, but I would rather them continue on with like Mister Freeze. I feel like the only live action Mister Freeze we've gotten is the Arnold version in Batman and Robin. And I feel like
and
that's like a perfect character. And I also even in those movies have like start like setting up like separate like you could set up Black Mask, you could set up Harvey, you could set up like other side characters in this universe so that way that's like one thing I love about the Batman is even though Penguin and Falcone were like just side villains, they still were like very important to the story, you know. And also the Penguin Lounge felt very iconic in that movie, you know.
yeah, like I'm excited for the Arkham show because you have a lot of potential. Because when you think of Arkham Asylum, you have all these villains that Batman captured. Like we don't know what kind of villains are in Arkham Asylum. The only person we know is Riddler is in Arkham Asylum. I know we get a tease scene of Joker, But who else could be in there? Like, there's a lot you can tell in the Arkham
Polka Dot Man.
Asylum series. There, because like I'm very interested. Like, if you can get a lot of characters in this, a lot of villains that are introduced in the series. Like, I don't know if he'll do this, but I could see, like, because when you think of Poison Ivy, she's usually in Arkham Asylum because like plants and everything like that. Blackgate can't hold her, of course not. uh, but like it would be interesting to see Poison Ivy done from Matt Reeves. Also, like Scarecrow,
I think they could do a Killer Croc.
Man Bat would be an awesome character. Like,
Yeah.
because like when I watched the Batman, it gave me also horror vibes. If you think about it, I can
Yeah.
see a very horror version of Man Bat and Scarecrow. Imagine what Matt Reeves would do with Scarecrow or Victor
I would like
Zsasz.
Victor
Like,
Zsasz, you know. I feel like
I
Victor Zsasz is very like realistic too, so that could be like easy to introduce.
yeah, like I think his Man Bat would be extremely scary, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's a grounded, like it's grounded, but you also have those fantasy elements where like Batman didn't like a lot of times in the movies you see Batman go through all obstacles, but he still survives and stuff like that. It has a lot of those elements that you can introduce those fantasy characters, and I'm interested in what he's gonna do with those characters, and it just makes me excited because like with a lot of Batman universes, you never get this kind of scale where you're not just doing it in the movie, you're
Mhm.
also introducing it in their own TV shows to expand the universe.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Penguin. I think, like, I was surprised. Like, I knew like Colin Farrell was going to do great. I just because I was so focused on how Paul Dano and Pattinson were going to perform, I almost completely forgot about him. But when we watched him, every time he was on screen, he stole the spotlight. And like, I'm really excited for. Like, never did I think we were going to get a Penguin like series, especially live action. And I'm like really excited.
He looks like he did not look like Paul Dano when I looked at uh look when you were looking. Like, he looked so different. Like, he like the makeup, like there should be like, I don't know, award or something like that for the makeup
Yeah.
artist.
I know in the Oscars there's a specific one for like costume and makeup department. I know the 2016 Suicide Squad, the makeup team for that one. So I think the Batman, I mean, well, I think when you do that, I think you have to also get the other characters. But I think the Batman could be nominated. I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm trying to remember all, like, I know Everything Everywhere All at Once had really good costume designs, but I'm not sure. Like, I think it probably could. But I don't
yeah,
know if
like,
like the category is specifically like only one character or anything like that.
but I'm do you think in the end of the Penguin show, like, I don't think like, do you because people think, do you think he'll introduce like the top hat? Like, I understand he'll have the monocle and probably like act more like Penguin and stuff like that. Do you think he'll have like the top hat and stuff like that? I don't think the top hat is really necessary because like in the other iterations of Penguin, you do have him without the top hat, but he still has the monocle and he still looks like Penguin.
I think they could give him like a hat. I don't know about them. I mean, I guess they could because it's all realistic, like the monocle and hat. But if I'm to say what I think his final look would be, it probably only would be the hat, especially because they show like Penguin's balding. And,
Oh
maybe
yeah, he is bald.
maybe this Penguin wants to hide his bald spot. But I think my computer right now is only like at 2%. So I got it, and my charger, I don't even know where it's at. So we're gonna end the stream off here, but I want to read Kamu's comment. He says the twerking scene not funny to laugh. I mean, I didn't find it funny really. I was just more talking about how like there's people saying that like it was harming children, you know, and I feel like that's too big of an allegation. But yeah, thank you Arkham for stopping by. Now I think next time I think the next time there's an update on the Batman, I'll like have you on because you know a lot about Batman, and I do
Yeah.
want to talk a lot about like the Batman because I mean Batman's like my favorite character of all time, and
Yeah,
I'm
like,
excited for Pattinson like because they just set so much up. The first movie was really good, and I'm so excited for the Penguin that like this
have you read the
universe.
novel?
Yeah. Wait. Which one? The one that like the prequel novel that
Yeah, the
introduced.
prequel novel.
Yeah. Yeah. How they show. I do like how they showed that Bruce like studied like a lot of things in university, why he knows about like chemicals and all that.
Yeah, I really like that. Like, um, people thought like the chemical he had put in his wing was venom, but actually it was like a journal, and that like
Hmm.
you um seen the prequel novel that he's learning chemistry and how he was uh how to learn chemistry and like liquids and everything like that. So like I like the approach they're bringing towards the Batman universe.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that it they kind of because I feel like with Affleck, he's my favorite Batman. I feel like we never got as much of an explanation to why he knows these things besides like, oh, he's been Batman for 20 years. But I do like with Pattinson, they do explain like everything. They even explain why he has the Batmobile like that. Like they explain that he's really into cars and all that. I also like
I
that they show that when he got pulled over, the police wouldn't even give him a ticket because he has too much money, so he wouldn't even care like how much the fine was.
I do hope like I know we're getting Ben Affleck back. Like I know like I'm happy that he's gonna be the main Batman. Um, I hope like I don't think we'll get the Ben's Batman movie like originally, but like I hope we get his Batman more explored, like his Batman
Yeah.
universe, because like no matter what my gripes are, I do want to see more of him. It's like I rewatched movies. I feel like I was a little too harsh. Like I
No,
like I'm
it's all right if like you don't like them. Like every fan's gonna have like a different opinion, you know?
yeah, like I might not like the killing, but I do think he's a great actor that portrayed the character.
How would you feel if in the next Batman movie, the Pattinson one, imagine the movie starts off with Batman like beating up like 10 guys, but he's like exhausted and tired, and like two of the guys ran out. So he like grabs a machine gun
No,
and like chases them down and shoots them straight in the head.
I,
Like
I
the movie just starts off
I
like
I
that.
would like to see. Have you ever heard of Leslie Tompkins from the comics?
Yeah, yeah.
I know we were already introduced of Lucius Fox, and I don't think you'll ever get to that like prestige from what was it who's the guy from The Dark Knight?
Oh, oh, you're saying the actor? Oh, Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like a good character, instead of introducing Lucius Fox, introduce Leslie Tompkins from the comics, because like she like helps Bruce a lot. Like remember in the animated series, like she helped like remember when he went temporary blind, and she helped him with building equipment and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she would be an excellent addition to that universe. Like
I have a
I don't.
feeling if that happened, a lot of people would call it woke.
Yeah, they'll
Although it
probably.
doesn't matter. At the end of the day, just give us good characters, you know?
Yeah, I was always interested. Like, how did Ben's Batman build his tech? Because like, wouldn't you have someone like Lucius Fox in that universe?
Yeah, I have a feeling that there may have been like a Lucius or I mean, I know Alfred helped out in making it because I think the first thing we get of Alfred and BBS is him making sure that the speakers on one of the helmets works. Um, Also, we'll answer this question, and then I gotta end the stream because my laptop's about to die. But always remember says last question. Do you think they'll make Blade or Ghost Rider like that? I think what I think I mean, we got to have a little fantastical with those two characters because one has his head on fire and the other is killing vampires. So like, you do have it would be a little less realistic than Batman, but I do think like I think the directors of Blade could learn something from like the Batman. You know?
Yeah, like I would love to see like I would say that is a project I am excited for. Blade.
Yeah.
Like I did like the Blade movies. Like some of them are not they're all not great, but like some of them are like a kind of guilty pleasure kinds of movies.
I really
So
love the
like
first one especially.
yeah. So like I'm interested what they're gonna do with Blade. If they like Ghost Rider, I really like he's like that kind of supernatural character in Marvel, like I've always liked. So like if they're gonna do Ghost Rider, that's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah. Bring back Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie, the first movie I don't I feel like the first movie's underrated because I don't think it's as bad as people think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movies are I, I think I think it's all right. Like I don't think they're as bad as like what everyone says they are,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah. But anyways, thank you Arkham for coming
See ya.
to the stream. I might stream on Monday. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, thank you for being here, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see y'all
Ha-
next time. Peace.